Well, I appreciate being ahead of KJ. I really didn't do nothing. KJ did a lot. So KJ, I appreciate you waiting on me here. Penn State, I do want to say this about Penn State. They had 6 guys that went early to the NFL and they played. We had 2. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's really neat that Penn State wanted to play as bad as University of Arkansas did. And I think that's really cool. And I think James Franklin is a wonderful person. And obviously the guys that played was their opportunity. It's like the guys who replaced our guys who elected to go to the NFL. But the Outback Bowl was tremendous this week. It was just outstanding. Bruce and Rita and Jim. I mean, the police officers that took us around from place to place, the hospitality, the events. It was outstanding. And the University of Arkansas is just so happy to have been a part of the 2022 Outback Bowl. Very proud of our players, the way they competed. I told them at half that there's no way we could have played an uglier first half. So look on the bright side. It's got to get better. I did talk to them about Rice. We were down 10-7 at Rice the first game of the year, just like we were here at half. And we came back to win that game by 21. I learned a long time ago that being 3 down, you can make your team feel like you're 300 down, or let's keep it real. We're 3 down, we get the ball. We have to change to what we're doing running the football. But other than that, we can go win this football game. Our team believed that. And obviously we had a really big third quarter. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Hey, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you describe that feeling when you were standing on the stage and you accepted that Outback Bowl trophy and what that win meant?
It's hard, it's hard to, like I said a long time ago, I used to be one of the people in the stands, to some people, this might be a big, huge win. Some of it may be, well, it was the Outback Bowl. It's not the national championship, but to me, it's the national. I mean, it's as big as you can get. To our players. We've come a long way, and we are really pleased of how the Arkansas people followed us here, the folks, and I know they spent their hard-earned money to get out here, and we're so appreciative of that. But what I'm going to say, that feeling of tomorrow morning, and you're University of Arkansas, and you're in our state, Arkansas, and you're proud of the Razorbacks. That's what I felt whenever, they were giving KJ his trophy and the team ours.
Sam, at halftime, what was the message to the offense? Like, what do we want to do in the second half? And James said y'all made an adjustment.
Well, I think a big part of coaching at halftime, the great ones get it done before. They continue to try to talk and communicate. At half, the bottom line is if our back was over here, they was blitzing over there. And so the adjustment that we wanted to make was either run gap schemes back over this way, lead the tight end front side, or run some type of inside zone where we're not crossing the quarterback. Well, what happened once we did that, then they gave us the read, and that's when KJ started taking off. The read was there. So we had 2 options off of those 3 plays with the read, which the read became very, very big for us. So we had to make adjustments. I thought our kids, we didn't play quite as hard, strained quite as hard in the first half as we did in the second. And but that's not their fault. That's us. I should have had them ready a little bit better. But that's basically what we told them. And I just, told them that, we get the ball, we're down 3. It's not that big. It's not the big deal, the score, but how we've been playing, we can dictate that. And told the defense to swarm the football because we had missed some tackles, in the second quarter. It seemed like we couldn't get close to them, even though I thought the defense played really well. So we needed to swarm the ball better, and we did.
Dominic had a lot of success early on. You guys got away from him a little bit. Was the plan to kind of hold him, keep him fresh for later on? Or?
No, No, I thought he got tired. I mean, I didn't feel like he was running real fast in there, thought he did some good things. We weren't blocking him too good early, and he made some guys miss and made some plays out of it. But no, we played him about what I thought we should today. Now, I didn't think he was as fast today as what he normally is, but I may be wrong. I'll have to watch the tape on that.
Christina?
Coach, you said before the trip that this would kind of be like an audition for some of the defensive ends and wide receivers placing those opt-outs. How would you evaluate those guys?
Well, I'd have to look at the tape a little bit more. I think we were there a few times on the quarterback and just missed him. He's a competitive son of a gun, their quarterback, and I think we were there and just missed him. But I'd have to wait a little bit. I really didn't notice anybody just particularly standing out. I'd have to look at the stats defensively to figure that out, but I really don't know. I don't see a whole lot of stats there at that position, but I think they did affect the quarterback, and Barry, with his blitzes that he had, I know it affected the quarterback.
And what about the wide receivers?
Wide receivers, I think we only had like 90 some yards of offense. I'm gonna look right here and see what I can remember of that. I know Timo had a good fast early one. KJ with you, he got open early. Trey had a couple. Davion, it just wasn't one of those days. We felt like coming into the game that we were going to feature KJ and our running backs and our offensive line, and it wasn't going too good in the first half, but I think maybe the heat wore them down and we made some adjustments. So we didn't seem to have a problem out there at wideout. We elected not to throw it as much as we normally do.
Coach, on one of KJ's earlier runs, he gets on the edge. He's not sliding. He's lowering the shoulder. That's a fullback coming at that.
Yeah.
DB, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. We don't do none of that. I mean, that ain't how we built. I mean, I earlier in the year I said, "Hey, KJ, you can go left or right. You don't. No. I got it. What'd you tell me? You had to make a statement. I mean, right early in the Texas game, man, so I'm like, here comes the safety, and he doesn't even have to run to KJ. KJ just starts running to him. But that's a little bit of physicality of who he is, and hopefully what our team's about.
Coach, how do you take the momentum from this now and build going into next season?
Well, I think it's got to be easier. I think the recruiting has to become a little bit easier. I think we don't have a discipline problem on our team or anything of that nature, so they're going to do what we ask. I just think, I don't know, KJ can answer that better than me, but I think it would make our kids a little bit hungrier, understanding that, we can be a top 25 team somewhere in there, and certainly we want to get higher than that beat and start into the top 15, top 10 in the country.
Troy?
Yeah, Coach, I think the first time you guys scored in the second half, it was a 75-yard drive. All 7 plays were running plays. It was either KJ or Dominique. I mean, how nice was it to kind of, have that effectiveness just running the ball down the throat?
I think it changes the game. We go in at halftime where we don't know if we can run it. Really the only success we really had was the one drive that we ran it pretty good and got through the ball to Timo, but we just weren't. We were off, and you have to give Penn State credit for that, but we were off, and I thought we were sluggish in those things, and then to come out and get the kickoff and go bam, 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 and do it what I call Arkansas style. That was pretty fun.
Coach, it's easy to forget that KJ only started 2 games coming into the season, the way he's played. Talk about the progression you've seen from him from the Rice team to now. And also, not only that, but Brett Morgan talked the other night about become more of a vocal leader. Can you talk about that?
I think the best thing he's done, obviously, he's throwing the ball better than he ever has. But it's the way the kids look at him on the team. I think, you can tell a leader by the way somebody looks at you a lot, and the kids look to him because they wouldn't if he wasn't tough. They wouldn't if he made a lot of excuses. They wouldn't if he's late to practice. They wouldn't. but he's none of those things. He's tough. He doesn't make excuses. He takes ownership of what he does, good and bad. And he can throw the football, and his delivery has really improved this year. And we always knew he could run. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know he could run as well as he can until the Rice game. And when he ran the option and did his little deal and then went down the sideline. So he's just really grown, but he's a better person than he is a football player. I mean, he's a great kid. And that's where your leadership usually comes from.
Tom, you gave Malik Orange in that last series. Was that out of caution for KJ or just want to give him some time?
A little bit of both. KJ was beat up a little bit, and I wanted to get Malik some more reps as well. So it was a little bit of both.
And to finish the game in victory formation with Malik, how that feel?
Awesome. I mean, it really was. And I did that, we didn't need any more points and all those things, but you need to respect your opponents. And I respected Penn State for getting out there and playing the game.
Which I know it's tough to see on offensive line play, but Clary gave you something in the second half.
Yeah, I think he really did. Ty, he's got a shoulder that's a little bit sore on him and things of that nature, but for him and he's been valuable all year for us, whether it be at center or guard or tackle. And I thought he did an outstanding job. I'm really happy for him and happy he got to play. Not happy Dalton got his ribs jacked up, but happy he got to play.
Coach, can you talk about how meaningful this bowl win is for the folks back in Fayetteville? Obviously, been a few years since the Razorbacks have been to a bowl.
I hope it is. It is to us. I believe it is. You can kind of feel it in the crowds. You can kind of feel it, and we're hungry for football. Our state's hungry for football. We're a proud state, and football, and no disrespect to any other sport, football is big in the state of Arkansas at the University of Arkansas. And I think there's always folks that want more, and one of them is me. But it's over now, and to be Outback Bowl champions with 9 wins, I'm really, really proud of our team with what we've accomplished. 2 of the teams that beat us also were pretty good last night, so we play in a heck of a league, and I'm proud to be, and I said it a long time ago, we're in the SEC West, right where Arkansas belongs, and we're starting to prove that.
Do you have any update on Dominique? I got banged up there at the end.
Well, I don't. I asked him how he felt right there, as we called the team up, and he said he was fine, but I don't know.
And also, how about Rocket, playing in his home state, which they get for?
I think he did good, man. Rocket's tough, and he's had that shoulder, jacked up for a while now, for a few days. So I think he played it really hard. I think he scored a touchdown or 2 today. I have to look 2. So he probably pretty happy about that. I know I was.
Jordan?
Coach, has the trio of linebackers playing their last game together hit you? Did you talk to them? Did they talk to each other? What was that like?
Yeah, Barry put that 3 linebacker set in where they could all play at the same time, which I thought worked out very well. But with Grant and Hayden and Bumper, now I'm not giving up on Bumper now. I need some help there, leader. I'm not giving up on Bump now. I want it back. And but with Hayden, and it's amazing how those guys rotate and they love each other. Never happens like that. You got 3 guys rotating in, and one of them hates it, doesn't like the other guy, and I'm better than you. And how they go in there and they play together like that's amazing. It's just really great to see, and it shows a lot about their character.
Hey, where's that Outback Bowl trophy going on the plane? Is it taking Kyle's seat or sitting
Yeah,
with you in the front?
I haven't talked to Kyle yet, but I'm going to here just a little bit. He'll be in the cargo somewhere around, because the Outback trophy's going first class. I got another trophy. What are you doing with that? First class. Okay.
Coach, you beat Texas, you finish at the top of the SEC, you win the Outback Bowl. Beginning of the year, do you think that was all possible?
Oh, yeah, I knew that's going to happen. Hey, you look down on a piece of paper. Just don't put the schedule on paper. You look down on paper, you go, huh? Who's trying to fire me? You know, and I'm like, oh, you know, but one thing about it, we got guys like him, you know, as long as we got guys like him and coaches like I have and kids that'll work hard, we're going to be fine. And we are at the University of Arkansas, and I'm proud of that. Thank you.
Last one back.
How excited are you to eat some blooming onion?
Well, you know what? I've lost a little bit of weight and it wasn't from eating blooming onion, but I'm gonna go ahead and chow into it here in a minute. I'm excited about it. If you got a gift card from Outback or no? Is that part of the deal or? Thank you, everybody. Go Hogs. KJ Jefferson coming up.
Thanks, Coach.